All right, good morning, good morning. Trying not to make this all about venting and also about making this helpful information, you know what I'm saying? But so many times, this interactive world we live in, where people see your posts and they respond, you feel inclined to respond on the same platform. So it's not necessarily reactionary, but I take the conversation as a suggestion for a new topic. More so, it makes me think of something else to say. So my blogs here are organic. All right, how about that? So they are organic. They are a little bit influenced by what's out there. But I'm going to talk today about what I consider the impact of Black Panther and Luke Cage and a little bit of Black Lightning. All right, in this post Black Panther era, and I say more so than Luke Cage, but really post Black Panther era, and of everything like sci-fi, comic books, filmmaking, all of that, all of the elements that Black Panther changed the game on, you know what I'm saying? And many things we can't really imagine, but also relationship to Africa, the importance of Africa is like I post a lot of Africa news from Africa, whether it's them taking the land back and issuing ultimatums in South Africa, or whether it's China offering ultimatums or being tougher on European involvement. All of that now in the post-Black Panther movie, right, era is gaining attention. Not only that, it's also the Killmonger philosophies, the revolutionary philosophies. So that movie hit like on a whole lot of areas, whether it's just on the Black sci-fi tip, in the sense that we struggling to get Black people on the covers of our books, whether it's the comic books, struggling to show an audience in general, and people that went to see Black Panther, many of them never seen Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Captain America, the Avengers before they saw Black Panther, Guardians of the Galaxy. They didn't see any of that, and many of them don't even know what comic book stores are. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's film, right? So we got all these levels that Black Panther has really had an impact on, and fortunately, like, I'm involved in like all of them. So I got a comic book that I'm finishing up. I was working on yesterday, my 8th book or whatever, sci-fi book, second book in my series. I finished. I'll be editing that. I'm editing it now. It's with proofreaders. Then I'm finishing up my film. That is like, wow, my 3rd movie. So I'm like firing on all of these. Plus, you can try to come for my Black card, but I've done so much in the Black community in terms of things that I'm good. I feel I'm good, you know what I'm saying? Of course people can do wrong things, but I'm not on the course to do anything like that, bro. I've actually taken a lot of hits in my life for commitment to my people in terms of things that I probably missed out on individually, benefiting from. So I'm not bitter, I'm just aware. I still consider myself a member of the conscious community, which is an ever-growing and evolving community of Black people. So let me just say, all of that to get to the hell what I want to talk about right now. I think there is a little pushback on one of the topics that I wanted to kind of just overall talk about was urban books, street lit books, the sleeping giant of black readers that's out there for comic books, which really hasn't experienced it, for sci-fi potential within the world of street lit, so I think all of those things are like a perfect storm, So you have comic books with writers given opportunities, like I, stated before, Rodney Barnes and Falcon. I just love that run. I love Black Panther and the Crew, in terms of comic books, but I just don't think they found their audience yet. You don't have to sell millions of comic books to keep a series going. You don't even have to sell hundreds of thousands like you have to do ticket sales for a movie or even for a novel to come out. Comic books, you can do 10,000, nationally, internationally, and, the book is considered great or good. You know what I'm saying? 100,000 and you like record breaking. So I don't think that is the black giant of people that is out there. Now, mind you, I went to early vote, right? I went to the library and they had early vote, and I'm actually going to go early vote today. But I ran into a dude out there, hardcore, probably a Killmonger community member, who was hardcore campaigning. Black folks need to do this, black folks this, that. So, they handed me flyers, and I got my flyers, my bookmarkers in my hand for my black sci-fi books, which I think is just as revolutionary, and you could debate me on that. But like I said, please, don't come for my black card. I ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? But I believe we need relaxation. We need escapism. We need, beautiful escapism. You know what I'm saying? And I think my sci-fi, my books provide that, and many other books provide that. So don't come for me talking about it's a waste of time reading. It's building literacy, it builds comprehension. So you need to get that from somewhere, and you're not building comprehension from a non-fiction book. I used to teach English, so come for me. You understand what I'm saying? But we need to relax. Anyway, dude came at me talking about, I don't get into that sci-fi stuff. And I was going to a meeting, so I didn't really have time to confront it, but I really wanted to drive back up there and just dedicate some time to debating this black guy who was so bent on getting us out to vote and so revolutionary that he felt science fiction was a waste of time. He didn't even see the movies because he said it's fake. And I agree, no question. I said to him, yo, no question. I said, do you like your cell phone? He said, well, I don't want to use it, the government. And I was like, you full conspiracy theory down. And I get you on all of that. But, a lot of those things come from speculation on how the heck you think that this is bad or this is going to be bad, or if this continues, it will become bad. You understand what I'm saying? So foresight, analyzing, and hindsight is all sci-fi. That's all we do in science fiction is play out scenarios. Good sci-fi, but no doubt, that's what we do in sci-fi is we play out scenarios. So I think what I was saying to my comic book people is, comic books was really written when they first started as feel-good stories for young white men. Superman made them feel great. Batman made them feel protected, okay? And then you had the other manifestations of everybody else who needed to feel good, everybody else who needed to feel protected. And black people are late to that party because, we had comic books, and I'm definitely down with all of that. But, in terms of the two big brands, DC and Marvel, they didn't really include us. In a very slighted way, we got included. I don't think it was Stan Lee's goal to diss us, but, he was out for his own interests, and he could do so much, until we re-envisioned Luke Cage, we re-envisioned Black Panther and whatever leftover characters they gave us, Killmonger and Baku. We didn't really see ourselves on their big brands. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we had Static Shock, we had Icon, many other of the Milestone comics. We also had Brother Man Comics, which was tearing it up. But, you know, people would say to me, oh, Jeff, oh, shit, I gotta keep that up. We don't need a black sci-fi, a black comic book section, but yet we realize that, you know, black expos and now these black science fiction conventions and black comic book conventions are where we find our biggest sales. You know, so what's wrong with going to a comic book store and seeing all of our stuff together, like we do music, like we do film? When you go to Blockbuster, they have that African American interest. They do it with manga, anime, you know. So I don't see anything wrong. They even do it in comic book stores with manga and anime. I don't see anything wrong with that, but I do see, damn, I gotta stop that. I do see a sleeping giant that is about to wake up. The other thing is, you know, I go to these urban book conventions, street lit, and a lot of people are saying, you know, oh, I don't write I don't write sci-fi, I don't get into all of that, you know. And then I say, well, what's your story about? Mine is about a vampire. I said, well, that's it, you know, or a love relationship in the post-apocalypse, you know. But that's sci-fi. You just got to build up the sci-fi element of it. And some of these stories are sci-fi, they just build wrong. Like, you know, even My Thug Angel, Rebirth of a Gargoyle, I didn't know that was a superhero story when I first started doing it. So that's it, people. I just want to throw this out. I'm going to do more on this sleeping giant of black sci-fi, this sleeping giant of the black audience that I think that came out for Black Panther, that I think in Luke Cage and Crash Internet, that I think can come out for comic books, come out for books in general. So anyway, that's my thing. I'll talk to you later. Peace.